while since I've been on camera, huh? Sorry about that. But you know how it is. Things happen that you don't expect to happen, and then life gets busy, and then it becomes hard to make videos. Not to mention burnout from a bunch of other things. So, I apologize for the delay, and I apologize that reviews kind of fizzled out after Attack on Titan was done. Sorry about that. But I am here, I am back on camera, and we are here to review some movies. So, let's not waste any more time and get straight into it. We're talking about 3 movies in this video, because I watched all 3 of these back to back, so it's the best way to get all my thoughts on them. And the written reviews aren't super long either, so this should be a very short, brisk, to the point video. So with all that said, let's talk about the Naked Gun trilogy and why for some reason I have not seen it until now. What's up, what's happening, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to me, Station, which is for anything and everything. Make sure you include TV and movies. I'm your host, Tyson Small, the proud owner of a channel that has over, 1,130 subs, something like that? I don't know, somewhere around that number. You guys are awesome, thank you for that. And welcome to my reviews of the Naked Gun trilogy. And yes, I should have done these a while ago. Heck, I probably should have done them last month because, well, this month the new one came out, and unfortunately, I still do not have time to see it yet. So that review is also going to get pushed back a little bit, but I promise you, I will try my best to watch it and review it by the end of the year, if possible. So, let's go ahead and get this video started with the first movie, The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad. Many people consider this one of the best spoof movies ever made, and for the longest time, I just haven't really watched it, and I don't really know why, but if I had to guess, it's probably just because I've been so busy with other stuff. Like, I have watched so many movies, and I've been trying to do so much, both IRL and YouTube-wise, not to mention music career on top of that now, so yeah, I don't know, for some reason I just have never watched this movie or any of this trilogy until now, even though I've seen clips of it on YouTube, especially the specific infamous scene we're going to talk about when we talk about the second one. But now that I have seen it, yeah, this movie's awesome. This movie kicks ass. It is very funny, it is incredibly self-aware, it's just plain fun. So, here's my written review, short, sweet, to the point. One of the most hilariously outrageous things I've ever watched, and considering that I've watched SpongeBob, that's saying something. And I absolutely loved every second of it. The acting, the characters, yes, even the one played by he who should not be named and thankfully is now 6 feet under. The slapstick, the over-the-top absurdity, the directing, the cinematography, one of the most ridiculous villain deaths ever. You know, where the villain gets run over 1,000 times and literally flattened like Looney Tune. The incredible baseball finale. I love the entire finale of this movie. The whole baseball thing, not only is it such a hilariously out-of-nowhere setting to have the final act of your movie, but they take full advantage of it and use it in the best of ways. It's absolutely hilarious. And especially the gut-busting spoof humor, are all so amazingly well done here. Like, I couldn't stop laughing. Almost every single joke in this movie landed and had me at least smiling. And the jokes that really work, I was about to fall out of my chair because I was laughing so hard. This movie's ridiculous in all the best ways, and I love it for it. Sure, the story itself is blasé. We've seen this kind of story before. It's nothing new, even in parody movies. But when it's this much fun just to witness unfold through all this incredible, wild insanity, who really cares? If you're having fun, you're able to look past some of its problems. The Naked Gun is right up there with Rush Hour for one of the funniest cop movies of all time, and there's zero doubt I'll be watching it again and again for many years to come. Again, I'm so sorry that it took me this long to finally see it, but man, am I glad that I did. This movie's awesome, and I would definitely be rewatching it from here on a lot. Almost as much as I do Rush Hour and Lethal Weapon. Final verdict for Naked Gun 1 from the Files of Police Squad is a 10 out of 10. Comedy classic. Absolutely check it out. Alright, let's go ahead and move straight into its sequel, which the title in itself is a bit of a parody. Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear. This one is just as great as the first, believe it or not. If not even funnier. Like, there is so much about this movie I absolutely love. And obviously a lot of it I can't talk about because I try to keep these reviews spoiler-free. But man, this movie's funny. Like, it's just as funny as the first, if not even funnier, and my personal favorite of the three. Which is also kind of the same for Rush Hour, even though, to be honest, 2 and 1 of Rush Hour fight for best of the series all the time. So, here's my written review. Wow, that was even funnier the second time around. Everything great about the classic original is still here and accounted for. The acting, the directing, the cinematography, the spoof humor, I can't talk today, the characters, etc., etc., etc. But now made even better with the additions of the one and only Vernon Dursley himself, Richard Griffiths, rest in peace, in a great side role. Like, I was already excited seeing that he was in this movie, and then I was even more happy with the big role that they gave him. Like, they gave him a pretty big role, and I'm really happy for it. And this is definitely one of his best performances outside of Harry Potter. Another memorable antagonist with a ridiculous death. Now, it's not as ridiculous as the death from the villain in the first movie, but it's still pretty ridiculous, and it's still pretty funny. So, it's still great. One of the most hilariously goofy kills in a comedy I've ever seen in the fire hose scene. If you've seen it on the internet, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And, I'm not going to say any more than that. But it's one of the most ridiculously goofy, yet also kind of brutal deaths of any villain in a movie ever. And I could not stop laughing. Even more incredible slapstick and gut-busting humor that's even more outrageous than its predecessor. Like, the first one, absolutely hilarious. The second one, somehow even funnier. And it's because all these actors just buy into it and they don't complain or nothing. They are down for anything, no matter how ridiculous it is. And that's what makes these enjoyable, because the actors themselves are self-aware of what they're doing is dumb, and yet, here they are anyway. Even higher rewatchability and an absolutely bonkers finale. Sure, once again, the story's flat, and the redone romance is at best supplementary. I could have done without the romance thing. The romance in these movies is the weakest part of these movies. But again, when you're having this much fun while watching, why bother with the technicals? Naked Gun 2 1/3 is... 2 1/3, 2.5. I don't know why I put 2 1/3, I'm sorry. It's a fantastic sequel that builds on the strengths of the first while adding plenty of new elements to enjoy. Another classic, another 10 out of 10. And now we get to the third one, and was disappointing. It's not a bad movie, but it is by far the weakest of these three. And when I was watching it, I was expecting something to be even funnier than what we got in that second movie. But instead, what I got was what people expect nowadays from spoof humor, and it's not a good thing. That was a bit of a bummer. That's what this movie is. It's a bummer. It's not an insult, but it's a bummer. Now, don't get me wrong, this is still really good, but after the masterpieces of the first two, this definitely felt like it was running out of gas. Acting is still great, some jokes are still funny, story is ambitious, the celebrity cameos are funny, Frank's character arc is actually surprisingly investing, and the closest they got to actually having a decent idea for the relationship stuff in these movies, and it is the shortest in the trilogy, making it a very brisk and easy viewing. But more of the humor missed rather than landed. The new characters are dull, the finale is a dragged-out mess, the villains are by far the worst of the trilogy. I flat out hate the villains in this movie. They absolutely suck. Jane's side arc is beyond pointless, especially considering that we're already doing this exact thing with the Frank character arc in this movie. It's dumb. And it's just nowhere near as fun as the first two. I hate to say it, but in this otherwise excellent trilogy, it really did end on a sadly underwhelming note. And that's why its final verdict is a 7 out of 10. It's still a really good movie, but compared to the first two, not even close. And that's it. That is all I've got for this trilogy review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, it feels so good to be back on camera, and I'm sorry it took me this long, but I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this almost every single day, and feel free to comment down below your thoughts and opinions on this trilogy, or how I can improve my show in the future. I'm all ears. I'm all ears to feedback, and I always appreciate your guys' support. Alright, that's all I got. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.
Excited for what comes up ahead. Hey, shall we ride?